Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Michael, TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on the purchase of your Mesa Ridge 335 MBH, fifth wheel, bunkhouse, beautiful unit. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration when parking. On your campsite, you're going to have a slide. More importantly, you're going to have a pretty long awning out there. Be plenty of room for them to come in and out unimpeded. On your off campsite, of course, your 3 slides, but I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power and water are going to be all the way on your back corner, on your driver's side of your tow vehicle, off campsite of your unit. Both your power and your docking station for water are going to be on this side. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. When you arrive, we're going to unhook your hitch. Your auto leveling system's right here on the side. We're going to touch both arrows at the same time to turn it on. We're going to start just by lifting up your front, getting your unit out of there, get your tow vehicle out of the way, and you're going to touch auto level. You're going to bring up and down your stabilizing jacks here. Bring down your auto leveling system back here. See where that's located. Right underneath this slide here. It's going to bring down them auto leveling systems back there till your whole unit is level and stable. Once it is, that green light is going to flash. Once that's flashing, you know your unit's level and stable, we can go ahead and hook up your power and water. So again, back here on the back, big long 50 amp cord. Your Fury here, the way they plug in now is they'll plug in at an angle and then turn it to the right, and then lock it on with this gray washer. At the end of that 50 amp service, should you need to plug into a 30 at most campsites, give you a dog bone, your convenience pack, bring it from 50 down to 30. And if you need to plug in a home or any other 110, 30 to 15 amp reducer. All right, get your power hooked up. Let's hook up your water. Now, right next to your power is going to be this little docking station. This will open up with your 751 key, little silver key. Open this up, puts this flap down just to hold that open for you. At campsites, we are going to hook up to city water connection. Here's where our water is hooking up. You're going to take that blue handle and point it down, straight down. Hooked up to city. Grab your water pressure regulator. Don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites, so you want to grab this. This will reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your units. Hook that up, but don't turn your hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. Coming back up your off campsite. This is going to be your hot water heater. All we're doing at this point, folks, is making sure our drain plug's back in. May have left it out last time you were out camping. Get that in there nice and snug. I think that's 1 1/8 socket. Get that in there nice and tight. Once that's in there tight, you can go ahead and turn on your hose. Now, after your hose has been on for a while, remember your unit's level and stable, you can go inside and deploy all these slides. What I need you to do is get inside and open up your water taps. Open up all of your water lines, get all the air out of the lines, get a nice steady flow of water. Then you know that your city water is running through your unit good. Shut off all those taps. Then you can turn on your hot water heater from indoors. You'll know that's full once you got water running through all your lines. Now let's say we're not gonna go city camping, we're gonna go boondocking. In that case, we're gonna do tank fill. We're gonna turn this up to the left, hook up the hose same way, treat your hot water heater the same way, make sure that it's full. Once it is, go ahead, turn that hose on. Now you're gonna go inside, and where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks, you're gonna wanna watch the level of your freshwater tank. Once that's full, come out here, remove this hose, and then whenever you wanna utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump. Now this diagram shows a switch for a water pump out here. It does not have one. You'll turn on your water pump from indoors, and whenever you want to use that fresh water. All right, that about covers everything for power and water. Let me go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit here. You do have this set up for a hot and cold shower out here. Cable. This is tank flush. We'll talk about that when we dump your black and gray tanks. That'll wash your black tank out. Again, power. Start here in the back real quick. You do got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year, check the seams of your roof, and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. You're prepped for a backup camera back here. Do you have a spare tire with a cover? And you do have a bumper griddle, and I'll show you where you also have a griddle. Comes with this unit. Quick connect LP right there for that. Again, your docking station, we went over all that. Underneath here you will have a low point drain. Your handles for pulling your black and gray tanks and your freshwater tank down there. There's where you dump that. We'll discuss all that when we're leaving the campsite. Again, your hot water heater here. Big pass-through storage. There's the griddle I said you can put on your back bumper. Your propane does come with a regulator. Point toward the tank you wish to be using. Lefty loosey to open means you've got gas. Up here's docking lights for the front of the unit. Again, your auto leveling system. Stabilizing jacks. That's just a vent for when this is closed for your batteries in here. That is your battery disconnect. That will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide and propane detector. Every now and then open up this box and check your battery posts. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose over time. Again, another air vent for where your propane is. You're prepped for solar. You can plug in the solar panel right here and that'll trickle charge your batteries. The other side of your pass-through storage with lighting that'll set the motion or on. This is a flue for your furnace. Two things, make sure it's never blocked, and if you're running your furnace, steer clear of that will get hot. You do have a pitch adjust on your awning. If it's raining and your picnic table's down that way, pull down on that. That will send all of your rainwater this way. That's a vent for the back of your microwave. Your outdoor kitchen here. Simply release this and pull it out. Once you've got it all the way out, that'll turn on your gas. For your griddle under here. It won't close without having your gas shut off. So it's a nice safety valve there. This blue spray hose here is a quick connect that you can use over in your back docking station. I was telling you, for a hot and cold shower. All prepped for a TV here. Backer, cable and 110s for those. This is a manual override for your slide. In the back corner, a couple of 110s. That about covers everything out here. Let's go take a look on the inside. Alright, I've already got these steps down. I just want to remind you, bringing them up or down, make sure that door is all the way open. I'll remind you when we close it up as well. Otherwise, this here will catch on it when it comes down. So make sure it's open. First thing I like to point out when you come inside is your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Let's step straight in and straight up to the panels on our wall. Alright, control panel over here. Here's where we're going to check our tanks. There's our freshwater, black, gray, auxiliary. Freshwater button's one you can hold down to tell when your potable water is full. Over here's your slide controls. Down here's where you turn on your water heater if hooked to gas, your water heater if hooked to electric. It does make a difference. Your water pump if using potable water. Interior lights, most of them. And then your exterior lights for your awning. And then our awning control. On your awning, you only want to run that out until your flap falls down to 90 degrees and you can see your brown bar. So as far as you want to run that out, these will continue to run themselves out and run themselves up backwards if you don't watch them while you're running them out. So just keep an eye on it when you run it out. Only run it out as far as you want it. The only ones they've designed that'll stop when it needs to be are the Carefree. One touch button, they roll all the way out and stop, and then one touch brings it all the way back in. On yours, just keep an eye on it when you run it out. Get our awning back in, shut off our awning light, and continue here. Now this little LG panel here, on this unit, all it covers is your leveling system. Go to your devices, go to leveling. Here's where you can set up your auto level, auto hitch. And there's where you set your settings for it. So in the unit, come back to the bunk room in a minute. Here on the wall, I'm going to show you your thermostat. Let's go ahead and crank the air up in here. See if we can get the AC to turn on for you. There goes your AC. Now you notice when I shut your AC off, it'll shut off rather quickly. I'm going to turn your furnace on. Get that kick on. Now I'll shut your furnace off. Get back to off. You'll notice it takes a few minutes for the furnace fan to cycle through before it actually shuts off. Coming down here, it's your 12 volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mention this 12 volts, always running off your battery. So if you are out boondocking, dry camping somewhere, and you're going to be gone for the day, use that battery disconnect to keep this from running your battery down. 110 there. You got a bench or some other chairs you can set here. I believe are underneath your bed. All this lighting here throughout here is all one touch. Recliners, I believe they're parachute pull. Say that because this looks like a parachute pull. Pull up on that. You also have heat and massage, a field massage. Accent lights for down here, USB port. Show you quickly how to turn your sofa into a bed. Velcroed on back cushions. Like to stand in the middle, gives you good leverage. Fold your legs out, pull everything towards you. Then flip the back down. Just that quickly. You get another sleeping quarters. Biggest thing to remember is when you're putting this back, lift your back up first. It will damage the whole thing if you lift the front up first. Again, standing in the middle gives you good leverage to lift it up and fold your legs in. Jackknife that back down. Turn your cushions. Just that quickly, you're back to a sofa. Storage up here. Find your remotes. Turn your TV on here. You'll run through your setup on this. Shut that off. So that's your sound system. Make sure you turn your TV back on because your TV sound goes through this as well. There's different modes. Let's find our modes. Let's go from radio, dual zoned, indoors, or just outdoors. Auxiliary, and your TV sound will come through here as well. Down below that, your fireplace. Not just for looks anymore. I go through and make it brighter or dimmer. But the biggest thing is the heat. If it gets chilly in the morning or evening, instead of wasting your gas, if you're plugged in at a campsite, turn this electric heater on here and it'll get it toasting here in no time. A remote for your TV, as well as your sound system and fireplace. I'll be up in the cabinet with some paperwork. More lighting here. Got your pantry here. Self-explanatory microwave. Below that, a light and a fan. The glass top here makes an excellent backsplash. Flip that back. Turn your panel light on. Turn this to light. Hit your spark, and when your gas is turned on, this will light up here. Turn that, same thing on the oven. Turn it back on here. Just turn it to light here. Hit this spark, no pilot light anymore, and then just set it to the desired temperature. Rock that panel light down, it becomes an oven light. No cold fridge, turn that on. So whatever is white is what you're controlling. For example here, that's the freezer temperature. Fridge temperature, we like to keep it 3. You can raise it or lower it over here. And then your last one is a night mode. It's telling the fridge I'm not going to be opening and closing you as much, so save me some power, and it does so. You have an island here with, there's the 110 on that as well. Immediately in your entry doorway up top is going to be your fire extinguisher, or smoke alarm, excuse me. Come back into your bunk room. Lights to the left. You can control this slide from in here. Top bed. Put these lights on. Top bed will lay down. Same thing on this. This will open the same way as the one in the living room does. Remove your cushions. Try fold this out. Prep for a TV in here. Backer, 110 and cable underneath there, and also a couple charging ports. Got a little storage in your hallway. Coming up into our bathroom here. Light and fan. Hand crank open. Exhaust. 110 there. A little plumbing to maintain. Just keep an eye on it. It's all pretty much PEX nowadays. You are bouncing the house down the road. Make sure things haven't wiggled loose. Your shower for travel. Make sure you have these snapped closed. Bedroom for travel. Make sure you have these snapped open. Both sides here. Separate thermostat for back here. Crank the air up back here. Get this temperature down. Alright, waiting on that. Furrion has a Bluetooth speaker that you can order that will connect to that. There's your AC kicked on. Shut that off. Prep for TV back here as well. Cable of 110. A backer built in the wall here. And then we'll turn the heat on back here real quick so you can hear that. Let's come out right here. And we'll shut that off. Wardrobe slide. Make sure you don't have anything down in here before you close the unit up, which is what we're going to do now. It's act like we're leaving the campsite. So what I like to do is come here and shut off my interior lights. And I know that I have to come back here and shut this light off, and the bathroom. This is where I say doors and drawers. Go through your unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Secure there. Secure that one open, otherwise that can really damage your slide there. Make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slides from coming in. I recommend traveling with this bunk down. It's more secure down on these metal pieces than it is with one hook up there on the one side. Go through the unit and shut off all the rest of the individual lighting. It seems a pain not being able to turn them on from a switch, but it's nice because you can keep just one on at night and it'll pretty much light up the whole room for you. Lastly, our oven light, our stove top light. All the lights in the unit are off. Come back to the control panel and turn on my interior lights. Again, doors and drawers. Make sure all your doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede these slides from coming in. You see that your chair will strap down. Slide 1 is going to be our dinette slide. Did you hear that? It is okay to hear that. That is the slide mechanism telling itself not to come in any further. It's nothing grinding like it sounds like. Taking care of our 2 living room slides. Turn on this light in here. Bring in our bunk. Once that one's in, shut off that room light. Actually, we're going to come up here. You slide in. That's going to bring in your wardrobe slide. So as you come in to open, I would come in, open up your wardrobe slide, open up your bunk slide, and then go to your 2 here. Alright, we got all them off. All of our slides in. Shut off our interior lights. Exit the unit. Again, now the biggest thing to remember on these steps is that this exterior door is all the way open, so you don't want to catch that on it. Lift these up. Once they're in, turn these to the right or left, it doesn't matter. Now before you leave the dump station, lock and deadbolt your door. I say before you leave the dump station, you might want to leave these open and check the levels of your tanks. Lift and turn that door. Alright, at this point, we'll unhook our power, our water, our cable. If we are out boondocking, we're going to get up underneath this side here, right where that's draining out, and we'll dump our fresh water. For the campsite, we'll unhook everything and head on up to the dump station. We will bring up our auto leveling simply by coming, turn it back on again, and all we're going to do is hit retract all. That's going to bring up your stabilizing jacks and set this back to where your hitch level was before you hit the auto level. Again, bring your front up or down, hook up your unit, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump is going to be kind of in between the tires and the front of the unit. on your off-camp side or your driver's side of your tow vehicle. Get up there, hook up your hose here, come down here and pull your black handle. Black handle is going to be your sewage. Once it sounds like that's empty, go ahead and go inside, check the level of your black tank. If it looks empty, leave that black tank handle open. Grab the hose at the dump station, water pressure regulator again, and come up here and hook up to this tank flush. Again, emphasizing with that handle, black handle open, turn on that hose and let that run for a good 5 minutes. It's gonna wash all the nastiness out of your black tank. Once that's done, shut that hose off. Make sure all that black tank wash out that you just put in there has drained. And then we'll pull our gray tank. That's gonna be cleaner water, sinks and showers. While that's draining, go ahead and dump your low point drains. If you've been hooked up at a campsite, open up both of those. Once that's done, close that gray, and lastly come down here and pull this other gray tank. That's gonna be cleaner water, your sinks, your showers. That's gonna clean your sewage hose out for you. Unhook your sewage hose, store it in a sanitary, convenient place. Come on up here to your hot water heater. Once them low point drains are done, lift up on this pressure release valve. Be careful, hot water is going to be coming out of there. When that's done, press that back down, otherwise your door won't close. Then you can pull this drain plug. Be a little residual water left in there. Make sure you close this up and clamp it for travel, and head on home. Again, thank you so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Mesa Ridge for many years to come. Happy camping.